Happening right now, calls to abolish and defund the police continue in Mississauga tonight, following the police shooting of a 62-year-old man suffering from mental health issues over the weekend. This is the scene in the area of Goreway Drive and Dairy Road, where demonstrators have been blocking the intersection for hours with continuous calls for a public inquiry into the man's death, as well as changes when it comes to responding to people in crisis. You can see many still in the area with signs, cars parked, and lawn chairs in the middle of the road, and some fireworks even being set off. Malia Sheikh now with more on the plea from family members who are calling for change.
Two days after the deadly police shooting of 62-year-old Ijaz Chaudhry, protests continue here in Mississauga. People are holding signs of support and chanting "No justice, no peace" near where Chaudhry lived. The community is calling for change, and the family of the victim is demanding for a public inquiry.
His 7-year-old son is sitting at home waiting for his father to come home because he thought he went to the hospital. How do I go and tell him that no, the video that's going around all on Twitter that everyone has seen, that is your father? How do I do that?
This video, the reason hundreds came out today near the scene of Saturday's deadly shooting. Marching, chanting,
Defund the police! Defund the police!
bringing traffic to a halt with their message. Why did Ijaz Chaudhry die? On the night of his death, a family member called the non-emergency line requesting paramedics because Chaudhry, who family members say had schizophrenia, wasn't taking his medication. What happened next is the reason the SIU has been called in to investigate.
Police should not be the people who are dealing with mental health crises. This family was cognizant of that fact. They did not want the police here. They understood a man having a mental health crisis is not going to be served by the police. They called the non-emergency line. They were looking for help. They were looking for professionals who are skilled in mental health to help them through this crisis.
What do we want? Today's protest, one of many recent events highlighting cases of police brutality.
Why is Indigenous and Black and Muslims and the minority being targeted more? And there's stats on this, anybody can go in and they can read. So we need to address this issue. As a community, as a society, on the government level, we have to address this. It's not just a one case.
The SIU says a post-mortem autopsy was conducted today, not sharing any other details. Earlier, the SIU said police officers deployed a conducted energy weapon at the man and fired plastic projectiles. They say when those methods had no effect, an officer discharged a firearm. Premier Doug Ford saying he is confident in the SIU's investigation.
They're a pretty tough unit, and they're going to look into this. And first of all, I want to say my heart and prayers go out to the family that lost a loved one, no matter what happened. Right? This is a terrible situation, unfortunate, but let's see what the report says, because I just don't believe in pointing fingers at any group, any organization, until we get the details.
How is it possible in our society that a 62-year-old man who needed compassion, yet he received bullets?
Yusuf Fakiri's brother Solomon Fakiri had schizophrenia. He died back in 2016 in an Ontario jail. A coroner's report found he suffered more than 50 injuries from a confrontation with prison officers. No criminal charges were laid. Peel Police released this statement from the chief, reading in part, "I have been in consultation with our Muslim Advisory Committee and will be consulting other stakeholders in the community and experts in the field of mental health to do all that is necessary to support those experiencing mental health distress."
How many more killings do we have to have until we get a change? And it's been the same since day one. There hasn't been any change. Mental health is increasing. There's so many mental illnesses around our country. Again and again, you see increases day by day.
No justice, no peace. Malia Sheikh, City News, Mississauga.